Like she said, I am the physical education teacher at Painesville Elementary. I implemented this all the way from kindergarten to 6th grade. All of them were able to use it with ease. With kindergarten and 1st grade, I do have to help them reset the pedometers, but other than that, they were able to wear them, leave them alone, and they really enjoyed it. The pedometer started out, it was going to be a walking club in the mornings, but just with time restraints and trying to get them back to class and collect the pedometers, it actually turned out just to be used during class. They worked well. I mean, the kids were super excited to wear them. If I don't give them out before we start, they're like, Miss Harmon, where's the pedometers? You know, they always want to wear them. It took me a minute to figure out what the best way was to collect them, distribute them, collect the steps, but it took probably 3 or 4 days, and I got the hang of it. So, like I said, they're used almost every day. They wear them for the duration of the class, and they're collected at the end. So the kids get to wear them about once a week. It's hard to get students to be motivated during PE class sometimes. So I was always looking for a way of how can I get them to want to move. So a lot of times once they put that pedometer on, they reset it to 0, they're constantly doing this. You know, they want those steps. I started this actually 2 weeks ago, Step Wars. I'm doing it in several different ways. Here you have all the homerooms. So it was kindergarten homerooms versus each other, 1st grade homerooms. So I would collect the amount of steps at the end of each homeroom. We would go write it up, and they would get super excited to see that their step count. I think the most in one class was actually a 1st grade class. They had 84,000 steps in one class, yes. And it just gives a good, friendly competition between classes. Next week, we're starting kindergarten versus 1st, 2nd grade versus 3rd. They actually got their homeroom announced over the intercom at the end of the day and at the beginning, so they were super excited to hear their homeroom called. I've only gotten positive feedback from the pedometers. One 1st grader said, Mrs. Harmon, we love the pedometers. The pedometers make me want to move more so I can see if I have the most steps. And a 3rd grader said, I like to try and beat my steps from last week's gym class. In conclusions, the pros far outweigh the cons. Right here's the actual picture of the pedometer. I had talked with another physical education teacher, and she had gotten the pedometers that they clipped, and she said she was constantly having them break. So that's why we went with these pedometers that they can actually wear around their neck, or they can stick it in their pocket. They are very sensitive, so sometimes I'll see the kids, they're shaking it. It's kind of like your Fitbit. So I just make them reset it if I catch them. So now they don't want to do that at all because they don't want to go back to 0. But like I said, I mean, no issues with them. I'm always talking to other physical education teachers of what would be your top purchase. If you could buy one thing this year, what would it be? And I figured out my purchase. And I also share this with other gym teachers as well, as, you know, the pedometers have been something that now all my students want to move. You know, you always have your athletic students that, you know, they come to gym, they're ready to play, but then you have some that just like, oh, it's gym this week. I give them a pedometer, now it gives them a goal. You know, I want to get 2,000 steps in 45 minutes, so that gives them something to work towards. And at the end, I said, since teaching PE, this is my 4th year, I've never seen students so motivated to move. And that's it.